Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, part E. This is going to be relatively simple. We're going to use part D in order to achieve this result. Go back and take a look at part D. How do you think we're going to apply part D to this? George, what do you think? Okay, let me step back and take a look too. Okay, I'm listening. I like your approach, George. Very good. Susan, do you agree with this approach? You do. I would tend to agree. Class, are we all in agreement? Okay, student, do you agree with their assessment? What did you come up with? Did you come up with the same assessment? Look at part D closely. How would you apply part D? Think it through. Here is how we're going to apply part D. Well, in this case, I do know that I showed that X is either less than or equal to the absolute value of X, and it's also greater than or equal to minus the absolute value of X. Now, since these are dummy variables, I can use any variable that I choose. I do not have to be stuck with just using X. I can use W, Q, R, theta. I can use any variable of my choosing. So I'm going to use a second variable to represent the same statement of part D. So I can also write, these are called dummy variables. I can replace one with the other because they just represent some number. I can show that Y is less than or equal to the absolute value of Y based on our work in part D. And it's also greater than or equal to minus the absolute value of Y. Now that I've established those two statements using a dummy replacement variable, how can I use those now? What was the reasoning behind showing these with different variables? How is that going to get me to here? Let's see, Rosetta. Let me look at it with you. Okay, I hear you. Talk to me. You do see it. What gave it away? Yeah. Yes, it did. Very good. Very good. John, do you see what she was talking about? Everyone here, do you agree? Do you agree with what she saw? What do you think she said she's going to do now? Think of systems of equations. If you were using systems of equations, what two methods could we use in systems of equations? Very similar. Which method of systems of equations could I apply here? Because I don't want to just come right out and tell you yet. I want to lead you to the water, show you where it is, and go drink. Very good, yes. We're going to add these two statements together. So, here is what I have. Adding them together. So far, I have minus the absolute value of X minus the absolute value of Y is less than or equal to X plus Y, which is less than or equal to the absolute value of X plus the absolute value of Y. We are one step closer. I want this side to kind of look like this. What concept can I apply here? What is this? Ramona? And this? What concept am I thinking? What can I do with these two negatives? What concept can I apply here? What concept can I apply here to get this to look like that? What concept can I use? Always got to be thinking concepts. What concept can I use on that? What simple algebraic concept can I apply to that? Let's see. Hector. Okay, I agree. Stephen, you two talked it over. You agree? Very good. What about you? You want to see what Stephen and Hector said? Are you ready? Okay, let's see. They said I can use factoring. I can factor out that negative. Do you see that? Let's go ahead and do that. If I factor out the negative, now I'm left with the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y. That negative is on the outside. We still have that's less than x plus y less than or equal to, which is less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y. I'm almost there, am I not? What can I do now? We're almost there. Let's see. Paul? You do see it, don't you? You very excellent. Do you agree with what Paul said? Paul, repeat it. Everyone see what Paul just said? How he got that? Definition of absolute value. Do you see what Paul said? Now we can apply again the definition of absolute value here. Are we ready? Are you ready? Paul, tell me what to do. Yes, very good. Now, because of this, this is by that definition, now we can write this as the absolute value of x plus y is less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y. And voila! Clean! Nemo couldn't even do it that well. Yeah, I got my son, so I have an excuse. I can watch cartoons and all those other kiddie movies. That's all right. Helps your imagination, though. Do you see that? If there are any questions, again, please email me, call me. I'll be glad to discuss this particular problem. Let me know if I did a good job for you. Now, as usual, if you need to, please pause your video, copy this work, pull up your chair, a nice, cool, soft drink, and take this in. Take your time. Take your time. Think it over. Think about the logic we did here. And you can thank Professor Keys, because I give him, he helped me out greatly, along with all my other teachers, Professor Blackmore, Professor Mlozevich. All right? And the Dean of the Math Department at NJIT, Professor Aluwali. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have gotten my scholarship. So I always have to give credit to where credit's due. They were essentially in my life, in my academic life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you in Part F. I had to look at the board, make sure I was on the right alphabet. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this session has helped you. I'll see you in Part F.